Why is it every time I go outside and I see a little kid, they always have a smartphone on them? And I'm not talking about an iPad, I'm talking about a whole smartphone on them. And most importantly, why do parents allow this? Why do they allow their kids to have a whole smartphone on their hands? As much as I hate to say it, I would rather much let a kid have a whole iPad than a whole smartphone. Some may say it's like the same thing, but me personally, I think it's way different, and I'm gonna tell you why. So it all started when I was in Target, just a couple days ago, right? And I was in line for checkout, and I saw this mom, and she had like 4 little kids on them. And I saw there were 2 girls and 1 dude, and I forgot the other one, I think it was a guy too. It was like a kid, I don't really know. And they had like a phone, they each had their own phones. And I was like, why? These kids look like they're like 8 years old, maybe even younger. And I was just looking at the parent. It was a mom, and oh my god, she was like hogging up the line. She was taking forever. You could tell that this parent doesn't take care of the kids. And I'm like, why does each kid have a whole phone? Like, a little kid doesn't need a phone. And I know a lot of you might disagree, because you're gonna say, oh, I need a phone to be in contact with my kid. But I didn't have a phone. I didn't have a phone in elementary school, and I had to use the teacher's phone. Like, the teacher has a phone on their desk. I found ways to be in contact. There are easier ways to be in contact with your parent, if that's like their excuse that they're using. So anyway, back to the Target thing. The mom was like holding up the line. I was like, it was taking forever, and I just couldn't help myself but pay attention to these kids that had their phones on them. And I was looking at what kind of phone they had. It was a whole Apple phone. It had 3 cameras. It had 3 cameras. I have a 2-camera one. And I might be a little jealous. I was jealous. No, I'm not gonna lie. I was jealous. But then I thought about it. I was like, why does this little kid need a phone that's like, it looks like it was like an iPhone 13, right? 13 Pro Max or something like that. I mean, a kid doesn't need that. A kid doesn't need that. Like, what the heck? Like, why does a little kid have a better phone than me? And I'm over 18. I'm over the age of 18. And I'm obviously like the kid. No, not the kid. The mom probably bought the phones because I can't even think of a reason. I can't think of a reason why. Yeah, that's the reason why I'm talking about this today, because it just came to mind. I was like, what? Seeing that made me think of the other times I've seen like little kids walking around with like their whole phones in their hands. And at the time I didn't have a phone, and I was so jealous. And this is why I'm talking about this. So let's actually get into the video. So my bad. Okay, number 1 reason why giving a little kid a whole smartphone is a bad idea is because kids are gonna compare themselves to other kids. And I'm not just saying that because, oh, I'm just assuming. I'm saying that because it happened. It happened when it was a long time ago, but I've seen it happen, right? It's gonna happen. These little kids are gonna think they're so much better than the other classmates because they have a much better phone than them. And obviously it's going to cause problems. And another reason why is because giving a child a whole phone, it's like I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I deadass don't know how to explain it. They could access the internet with this. They're not gonna watch freaking YouTube Kids on that. They're gonna get curious, they're gonna watch something, and then it's gonna be horrible. And I'm off topic again. Yeah, kids are gonna think they're so much better than this other kid, and it sucks because a kid shouldn't think that about themselves, or a kid shouldn't feel like they rule the world. That's exaggerating, but I don't want to say they're better than everyone else because they have such a better phone, and you know they're gonna show it off, right? You know they're gonna show it off. You just know they're gonna show it off. My second reason is just social media. Social media on these little kids, these children. No kid should have access to social media at that young of an age. They're gonna be even more insecure, like at school and in the world. I'm gonna play a YouTube video. It's called "Should You Give Your Kid a Smartphone?" Debate grows. All right, so we're gonna watch it right now.
The pandemic changed everything, including the way kids learned and spent their free time. According to Common Sense Media, screen use for teens and tweens has grown by 17% since 2019, with kids 8 to 12 clocking 5.5 hours a day, and 13 to 18-year-olds logged.
I can't even lie. That was me. That was me. When did this come out? It came out 2 years ago, but still, I had like a phone. It was like an LG phone. It was not good, but I was happy with it, and I was literally on it 24/7. So I'm not surprised.
Logging nearly 9 hours a day on devices. Now many parents are pumping the brakes. For mom of 4, Adriana Stacy, the family policy has always been firm.
We don't buy smartphones for our children.
She's a psychiatrist who's seen the effects of increased screen time in her practice.
I'll get a patient in my office, usually a teenager, who all of a sudden started to really struggle with anxiety and depression. Pretty much every time we can trace.
Again, with social media, that could work. If a kid is already suffering from that, let alone social media, that's gonna like pile up on them. It's gonna be worse.
Trace that back to, when did you get a phone?
But her oldest, Annalise, a 10th grader, often feels left out.
It's definitely hard sometimes because I have been left out of this.
Yeah, that's a difficult thing about why I see this is like a teenager, so it's not really a little kid. But talking about like the phone use, like you could, even without a phone, like you could still get bullied for not having a phone, let alone having a whole ugly phone, like a LG phone like me. So it's like a difficult situation.
Decisions because I haven't been on a group chat or something.
It's also been a struggle in the classroom. Some of Annalise's teachers ask students to use their smartphones to do classwork.
We do feel like
that's like the worst mistake ever. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like that too. The teacher would say, "Oh, just do it on your phone in class." That has happened before, and I would just play like Clash Royale. So I was doing that too. I can't even lie.
like we're standing alone on an island.
But the island is getting bigger. A movement called Wait Until 8th encourages parents to wait until at least 8th grade to give kids smartphones.
Yeah, I agree with that. 13 is like the best. You should give a kid a phone at that age.
The network is 40,000 families strong, and they've seen a 25% increase in participation in the last year alone.
Parents have seen the impact of screens on kids over the past couple of years with online school and lots of social media consumption. Let's get our kids outside. Let's get our kids reading. Let's get our kids playing with other kids in real life. Let's let our kids enjoy.
Another thing is that every kid's gonna be different, right? I'm not really an outside person, like clearly, but when I was outside, when I was a little kid, I did enjoy it a lot, and I kind of do miss that now. And I can't even go outside without checking my phone, so it does suck.
Enjoy being kids.
Research about the impact of smartphones is mixed. A large study using data from the National Institutes of Health found screen time was moderately associated with worse mental health, increased behavior problems, decreased academic performance, and poorer sleep, but also found,
as much as I hate to admit it, the behavior problems, not at school, but kind of like at my house too, just a little bit, which it's the phone, obviously, but at this point I don't think I could do anything about it. I could, but I don't want to.
Found using a smartphone or device improved friendships and connection. Dr. Jean Twangy is a professor of...
It's a mix, honestly. It could also, I don't want to say, because everyone has different experiences with making friends online or connecting to other students at the same school. It's like a mixed thing. You could become friends or enemies, so...
Psychology at San Diego State and author of the book iGen.
Are we basically experimenting on our kids, not knowing what the impact of these smartphones will be long term?
All of us are basically living in a big social experiment where smartphones have taken over. In effect, we're experimenting with their brains. Hey, let's give them all a smartphone and see what happens.
Experts agree if parents are going to allow smartphones, they should be banned from the bedroom overnight, and they recommend setting time limits.
I know if I was that age, I would have disagreed with that. I can't even lie. I stay up at night because of my phone. It affects everyone, but it shouldn't be happening to kids.
time limits, and parental controls. And for the growing number of parents who decide not to give their kids a smartphone at all, talk to your kids about your concerns and consider a stripped-down phone for calls and texts only.
Parents, if you want to give a kid a phone that bad just to connect with them, just give him like a shitty ass phone. Give him a shitty ass phone. It doesn't have to be the newest iPhone.
Last year, Annalise Stacy got one of those. At 15 years old, she already sees the benefits of not having a smartphone.
It's been a positive experience not growing up with one because I spent more time doing more valuable things and less time on my phone. I have better self-esteem and better social skills, and I can definitely communicate and just talk to people more.
So look, the whole family admits.
Okay, we're gonna stop it right there. Okay, so about this video that I just watched right now, it reminded me that one time in high school when I had to give a small presentation about what is the right age you should give a child a phone, right? And I was surprised. Everyone was saying so many young ages, like 10 years old, 9. I saw someone say like 6. I think one time I was like, damn, 6. And then it was my turn to talk, and I said, I think the right time to give your child a phone is the age of 13 between 15. And everyone lost their shit. I'm being dead ass. Everyone lost their shit. I saw a kid say, hell no, I'm not doing that. I saw other students disagreeing with me, and it was like chaos for like a couple of seconds. And then I had to explain myself. I was like, why do you have to give a little kid a phone? What do you need it for? And everyone's saying the same excuse. This is an excuse, saying, oh, to communicate with your kid, or to like let them know they're okay, or something like that. Or for like just like these dumb excuses I've ever heard. They were disagreeing with me, and I was like the only one that said that. Everyone lost their shit. And I was shocked. So I'm not gonna give my freaking child like a whole smartphone that has access to the internet. Hell no. Not even like an iPad. Hell no. Okay, I lost track in time. I could see on my camera right now it's like past like 20 minutes, so I have to stop talking. Alright, I might have to make it to a part 2, unfortunately. And yeah, this is a new style of content, not forever. This is just an experiment, just like the other video. That type of editing that took forever, by the way. So yeah, we're gonna have to make it to a part 2 if you guys enjoyed it. If not, I guess I'll stop making this type of video. But I was just so shocked when I saw those children have phones at Target, and that's why I was making this video. Okay, we covered not that much, honestly. In the future, I hope I could go outside more, probably experiment more on how I want to grow this channel. So far, a lot of y'all been very kind to me. The videos I posted, it was very nice. I really enjoyed the other video, even though it took so long. So let me know what you guys think, and yeah, I'll catch you on the other video.